Okay, so we're doing a continuation of our last lesson. We talked about formulas last lesson, and now we are going to be no longer using other variables except for input and output. At the end of this lesson, we're going to add in a different type of input, but we're focusing on input-output. Input being, this is what I put into the formula, and output, this is the thing I get as a result of the formula. Whenever we have any sort of rules or formulas to follow, it must always be true. So that means you need to guess and test sometimes, but you just need to verify that your formula is correct. And the way you do that is you do multiple different inputs and see what the outputs come out as. Now, when we're talking about inputs and outputs, we're trying to get ourselves to a point where we start being able to write down the input and the output in an interesting way, which is in brackets right here. This is called an ordered pair. So what's happening is my ordered pair is a number goes in here and that spits out a number that's in here. Now, there's a whole lot of math that goes behind this in that there are formulas working behind the scenes that we're not writing down. But what we do want to understand though is that there's a relationship between the input and the output. Now that can actually get changed to having an X and a Y. When you write these types of numbers down, these are called ordered pairs, and that means input always goes first and output always comes after. You usually have a bracket, so it goes bracket, input, comma, output, close the bracket, right? And that's the same thing here, bracket X, comma, Y, close bracket, right? So the input always comes first in an ordered pair, output always comes second, and it's the exact same concept, it's just different variables, okay? So if I have something like, say we're doing the question, and we have, let's say we're doing S and T on a table. Okay, so S and T, and I'm going to say I have, let's do something pretty basic. 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8. All right, so I don't think you'd be a genius to figure this one out. You'd say, well, S and T, what's the relationship between these two things? Well, I'm going to say S times 2 equals T, and that would be correct, right? This is 2 times 2 equals 4, 3 times 2 equals 6, 4 times 2 equals 8. Cool. Now, let's change that then into an input-output sort of situation. So I'm going to say input times 2 equals output. All right? So now I have my input of 2 and my output of 4. Now, I could write this as an ordered pair now and say, okay, well, 2 is my input, so I'm going to put it right here. 4 is my output, I'm going to put it right here. And that is now an ordered pair. Now, this ordered pair does not necessarily tell me what the actual formula is or the rule that I'm following. I could figure out the ordered pair if I were to do multiple, or I could figure out the formula if I do multiple ordered pairs. So here is another ordered pair, and here is another ordered pair. Okay, so now I have 3 ordered pairs from the same formula. I should be able to figure out what that formula is. 2 to 4 times 2, 3 to 2. Okay, so that's what the rule would be, times by 2, input times 2. Right? These are ordered pairs. This is the input, this is the output. This can all be written the same way as X times 2 equals Y. And then we have something like X comma Y. These are called ordered pairs. Okay, that's what this page is all about. The idea that we are going to be following ordered pairs and that we want to understand that they must always follow a specific rule and they need to be written in a certain way. I shouldn't write these numbers. I shouldn't write this one right here as 4, 2, and then 3, 6, and then 4, 8. Because this is actually saying something different now. This is saying 4 was my input and my output came out as 2. This one said my input went in as 3 and my output came out as 6. I've reversed these and I've actually essentially made it so it's no longer true, and I need to get rid of this. Okay, this is not applying to these ones. Okay, this is a different formula. This is a different rule. I shouldn't have them in the same set. I can't just reverse ordered pairs. It's always going to be the input and then the output in brackets. Okay, so we're talking about page 81. And I'd like you to do number 1, every other one. And I would like you to do number 3. Hopefully that's not too much. I want you to make sure that you are reading over your work and completing it well. And I hope this has been helpful. If it isn't, please send me a message and I will give you assistance on Teams.